Hey guys, it's Sarah, and first and foremost, sorry if you hear my cats in the background of this video. If you hear any like rustling around, then that's my cats. If you've been subscribed to me or you follow me on Instagram for a while, then you would know that I thrift the majority of the clothes that I wear. I don't know, I personally really like thrifting, and it's pretty easy for me to find things that I actually like to wear, but every once in a while I'll come across something that I like the idea of it or like the pattern or something, but there's just something a little bit off about the clothing item that I wish I could change. Because of that, I've been wanting to learn how to sew and use a sewing machine. Being a college student made that kind of hard because I didn't really have the time to do that, and I didn't have a sewing machine, so there was just like no way for me to actually learn how to sew, especially while I was actually in Eugene. I go to the University of Oregon, in case you're new here and you haven't seen my videos before, but when I actually lived at school, I didn't have a sewing machine. But when I came, dude. Oh, I don't think I've shown him in a video yet, but this is my new kitten. He just started playing with my lights. His name is Blue, because he used to have blue eyes, but now, as you can see, his eyes are green. Well, can you see that? He's squirming a lot. I'm not gonna make him stay up here, but if you start playing with my lights, I'm gonna stop you again. But yeah, his name is Blue, B-L-U, no E on the end. It's named after a Benny song. Is that how you say her name? Benny? It's like kind of named after her song. It's inspired by her song, Blue. I literally could not think of a name for him for so long, like a couple days, and I opened my music app just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna look through my songs and see if there's anything in there that has some sort of name that I like, and that was like the first song I saw, and I was like, wait a minute, he has blue eyes. I feel like that's a cute name, so his name is Blue, but now his eyes aren't blue, so his eyes are definitely green. Like, there's no blue in them anymore. I don't care though, his name is still gonna be Blue, and I don't give a fuck. But yeah, as I was saying, when I came home in March, I kind of had an idea like, okay, I know for a fact I'm gonna be home for at least 6 months because I'm not going back to my apartment at school. Oh my god, I guess it's playtime. I knew I wasn't going to be home for at least 6 months because of summer and just being home for online classes during spring term. I knew in my head like I was definitely going to try to learn how to sew sometime during that time frame, which honestly didn't end up happening until like 4 months into quarantine. Now that I'm living at home, I have my mom's sewing machine, so that's what I'm using for this video. I don't have my own sewing machine still, hopefully one day, but for now my mom's sewing machine is perfectly fine. I'm using all of her sewing supplies too. I literally didn't purchase a single thing for this video, so I'm very thankful for that. That's something I definitely want to point out. Billy. He's a black cat, so you can barely see him in shadows. Oh, there we go. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna let them keep playing. But yeah, now that I've finished my classes, I've had a lot more free time, so I've dedicated a lot of time to learning how to use a sewing machine. I literally taught myself. My mom didn't even teach me or anything. I think I watched like one YouTube video to learn how to thread the machine. Is that what you call it? I don't know what it's called. Is it focused on me? Why does this camera not focus on anything that I'm trying to film? Like, I will be moving around and like literally the focal point, like it was just focused on my lamp back there. Like, what? As I was saying, I've taught myself like the basics of how to use my mom's sewing machine. I definitely don't know what I'm doing. Like the tension and everything of the sewing machine, that's something I literally don't understand at all. I just kind of sew hoping for the best. Maybe one day that stuff will make sense to me. I'm just gonna stop right now to say I'm really sorry if you're like more advanced at sewing or like you're a professional or something and you're watching this video, because it's probably about to be a little bit cringy. I literally don't know what I'm doing. I'm not using this video to like give you guys a tutorial on how to sew. Just keep that in mind. Like, yeah, if anything, this video is for you to see just like my process with upcycling clothes. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up now and actually get into the upcycling. The first thing I'm starting with is actually something I showed in a video in December. It was like a thrifting video. In that video, I attempted to alter the shirt I'm about to upcycle, but it just like wasn't, like, I didn't use the sewing machine or anything. I just like cut it and like ripped the seams, and like I literally haven't even worn it because it's just not secure on me at all. In this video, I'm gonna attempt to alter it even more just so I can actually wear it and it's more secure on me. You see, this is literally what it looks like. Like, the back is completely open. The thing is, I definitely need to hem the bottom, but I kind of want to make it more cropped around like here maybe, but I can't make it like completely tight because I need to be able to put it on. Also, just like ignore this situation, like my bralette, whatever. but I don't know. After contemplating on what to even do with that shirt, I decided to just go ahead and sew up the back of it so the back was shut and not open anymore. I just sewed the back together, but I want to crop it now. I don't know how short I want to crop it. There? I'll figure it out. And then I went ahead and hemmed it where I wanted it to be cropped, but the shirt was still really loose, so I went in with elastic. Actually, I just found it in my mom's little sewing kit. Not my elastic, I didn't buy it, so sorry mom, hopefully you didn't need that. I put that all the way around the bottom of the shirt and then in the very back, like right here, if that makes sense, so that it was actually tight around me. It made it so that it cinched it. I don't know if that makes sense, but you'll see what it looks like in the end. So okay, I am done with this and I'm honestly very proud of myself right now. As you can see, I just cinched in the bottom of it and then I also cinched in the back so that it would be a little more tighter fitted because it was just like really loose in the front, and since this shirt was already a little bit too big, now that I have stuff to like cinch it so it's pulled back more, it looks like it fits me a little bit better. But I am so proud of this. I mean, from close up it definitely isn't perfect. Like, it looks like someone who doesn't know how to use a sewing machine sewed it, which is true. It's way better than I thought it would be. I feel like I can actually wear this shirt, whereas before I feel like I couldn't. So yeah, that upcycle was pretty simple. It took me a long time just because that's the first thing I've sewn besides a mask, I think. But I'm very happy with it and I really like it now. It's actually something I feel like I can wear. But yeah, the next thing I'm upcycling is this skirt I thrifted a couple months ago. I really like the fabric of it. I knew I could do something with it because it was like a long maxi skirt with a bunch of fabric. So I started by keeping it safe and just making a mask. And I definitely got a little more ballsy later, which you'll see. For the mask, I really just eyeballed the whole thing. I didn't even use any measurements. I just cut out like a rectangle out of the skirt. And then I also used an old sheet to double layer it so that it actually follows like the recommended guidelines for a safe mask. I didn't use any exact dimensions, so sorry if you're wondering what dimensions I used, but I literally eyeballed the whole thing. Actually, I didn't say this, but what I did was I used this mask that I had. This was just like my favorite mask that fits me well, and I used this the entire time just to like eyeball the dimensions, I guess. Like, I folded it around the side of this. I made the folds at the exact same spots as this mask. So if you already have a mask like this that you already like, wait, it matches my shirt. It literally matches my shirt, I just realized. Yeah, if you have a mask that you already like, then I definitely recommend using that to base your dimensions off of. Don't know why I didn't say that, but that's what I did to make this mask. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I have a somewhat large nose. That makes it very frustrating to wear masks that don't have one of those like nose wires in them, because then there's just like fabric in my face and it just isn't practical for me at all. Like, I just can't see. I actually took the wire out of one of my old disposable masks, or maybe it was Emma's, just so I didn't feel as bad like fully wasting a disposable mask. I feel like that made me feel a little bit better about it because I reused part of it. So yeah, I just sewed that into the mask and then I hemmed the edges. Then when it came to folding, I also used an iron to make sure it was like nice and put before I sewed it, because then it's just way easier to sew. So yeah, an iron is definitely a lifesaver when making a mask. I just grabbed my mask so I could show you better, but then I took some elastic, just like some thin elastic, and I looped it through where I hemmed it so you can just like adjust it and tie it. Ideally, I would put this inside of the loop whatever hole so there isn't like a giant knot right here, but next time I'm gonna have to give a little more space in the hole because it doesn't really fit. I'll do it different next time. Once again, this is not supposed to be a tutorial, so if you want a better tutorial on how to make a mask, there's definitely hundreds on YouTube. I definitely recommend watching someone else's video if you actually want a tutorial. This is just to show you what you can do with like extra fabric if you're doing stuff like this. This is like my new favorite mask, honestly. Also, I was using one of my favorite masks to like measure. It has like these little plastic things to like adjust the little ear string things, and I accidentally put my iron on top of this one, so it melted off. So now it's tied in a knot, but that was messy because there was melted plastic all over the iron. But why am I talking with my mask on? That's probably really annoying, but I really like this mask. I like it a lot. I feel like I need to make more. And then with the same skirt fabric, I actually made a shirt from scratch. Not from scratch because I didn't make the fabric, but like this is the first shirt that I've like actually made with just fabric that wasn't me like altering an already made shirt. So this was pretty ballsy for a girl who literally doesn't know how to sew. I didn't use any sort of pattern. I literally just used a shirt that I already had for reference and I eyeballed it. Like I eyeballed the measurements and just cut it out and hope for the best. You will see how that turned out, I guess. So yeah, I literally just used a shirt that I already had to base the fabric cutouts on, and once again, I did not measure that, which was stupid. And then I attached all the pieces and sewed it together, and it looked fine. Okay, this is where I'm leaving off. Dude, I'm so tired. I literally didn't use like any single measurement or anything. Like I just did that by visualizing it. It's been almost 5 hours. I need food. All right, it's a new day and I really want to work on this shirt again all of a sudden. I just sewed straps for the shirt, which I tried doing last night or yesterday, but that was like a huge fail and it didn't work, and I was just like too hangry to have the patience to work on this anymore. But yeah, this has come a long way and honestly doesn't really fit that well, but it's the thought that counts because I've literally never done something like this in my life. But yeah, I'm just gonna measure out the straps and put them on. So yeah, I said I was just sewing the straps on, but that was a lie. I just started to do that whole process, but then I noticed a couple things that kind of bothered me about the shirt, and then I tried fixing those, and then that just kind of led into a huge snowball effect of me over manipulating the shirt pretty much and completely ruining it to the point where there was no return. Like there was no going back. Like I could not even try fixing it. It was just a lost cause at that point. You'll see. So I might have gotten carried away. I said I was gonna sew the straps on, but then there was like something about the shirt that was bugging me, and I tried fixing it and I accidentally sewed this part. I ruined the shirt. Like there's no going back now. I tried seam ripping it. This fabric is just like too delicate to seam rip, so I keep tearing holes in it when I try to rip the seams, so it just like doesn't freaking work. Dude, that sucks. Ugh. I just spent so much time on this. Ugh, dude, I'm so sad. I really like this fabric. Honestly, it's just, this is the first shirt I've ever tried sewing. I can't expect it to be good, so I'm not gonna be too bent out of shape over it, but yeah, I'm gonna put a shirt on. I'm sad. So then obviously I gave up on that shirt, but then a few days later, I got the urge to try again because I still had some leftover fabric, and I barely filmed any of the process of that just because I was not that sure that it would actually turn out right, but I kind of explained it. You'll see. I actually tried remaking the shirt because I still had quite a bit of fabric left on the skirt, and honestly I just like wasn't sure if it would work, but now I'm kind of like towards the end of making the new shirt and I feel like it's coming together. I guess I'll explain quickly what I did because I didn't film literally any of it because I didn't think it was necessary, because I didn't think it would work. That's not to say I didn't have like any hiccups at all, but I'm not gonna show the whole thing because I don't want to give it all away. But like this is the front. I actually did run into a little bit of a hiccup where I thought I was like pretty much done, but then I realized I measured it wrong, like around my, what is this? My torso? I don't know. Since I measured it wrong, I now have to sew on some extra little pieces on the side so that I can actually put it on my body. Basically, I like actually used paper to like make stencils so that they'd actually be the same length, because before I didn't measure anything whatsoever, and that did not work obviously. So this time I've been actually trying to like measure everything correctly, I guess. I'm using the same back from the last shirt. I just cut it off the old one, but everything else is completely new. Instead of using 2 layers of the fabric, I didn't have enough fabric, so I used part of this white sheet that I've been using for like the second layer of my masks that I've been making. That's what I've been putting on the inside, so it's not completely sheer since this fabric is really thin. But yeah, I actually have been measuring things, so that's the difference this time. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna sew everything together. I don't know if anything I'm saying even makes sense. It's really hard to describe what you're doing. Okay, I just finished sewing all of the pieces together. This is what it's looking like. Everything is all sewn together now, but as you can see when I hold it up, the back is kind of like baggy. I just cut up 3 different pieces of elastic that are 4 inches shorter than this little back part because there was about 4 inches of extra room when I put it on, which I was trying to do. I know I said it didn't fit when I like measured it how I thought I wanted it to fit, but this fabric like isn't stretchy at all, so I'm adding in elastic so that it can be stretchy and I can actually fit in it, so it fits tight to me. And I'm just gonna put it on the top seam, this seam where I sewed the 2 pieces together, and then the bottom seam right there. So yeah, gonna do that now. I don't want to show you too much of my shirt, so I'm probably going to censor the front, but now it is time to sew the straps on. I think this is the last thing I'm going to do. This shirt is actually turning out well. I decided to like actually put on normal clothes to show you what this shirt looks like in full effect, I guess, because my pajama shorts were just not doing it justice. But I finished the shirt. I definitely think that if you look close up enough, you can tell it's made by someone who's never sewn a shirt before. This part in particular, this side looks great, like whatever, this side is fine, but this side you can just tell, like basically when I sewed it, I didn't like sew these 2 pieces together all the way in one spot, literally the tiniest spot, in order for it to like not look weird. I sewed it back together, but I accidentally used the wrong colored thread, and then I also used the wrong stitch. Like I just wasn't thinking and I forgot to change it, so now it looks really weird, but you can't really tell. I'm really happy with how this turned out. This is the back. I feel like the back looks like a completely different shirt, but I'm very happy with it. Yeah, I can't believe I made a shirt. Like I've never done this before. Obviously the shirt isn't perfect, but honestly I think it's pretty good for someone who literally doesn't know how to sew. There's definitely some flaws, but I think it turned out pretty well. But yeah, on to the next upcycle. Alright, today I'm going to be upcycling this shirt, and my inspiration is this. Actually, I'll just insert a picture because it'll be easier to see. I want to do this to it. I'm actually going to be using this more like tan thread. I don't really think I'm going to like measure it out too specifically, but yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing to this shirt, and it should be relatively simple. So basically what I'm going to be doing on this is an over edging stitch, which is where you stitch over like the fold or hem of something. You'll see what I mean. You could tell from the picture kind of. Also, that kitten keeps trying to get into my sewing stuff. It's not even my sewing stuff, it's literally my mom's. But I'm gonna iron the folds first just so I like know where I'm doing it and it's easier. I mean, I don't necessarily need to do that, but it's more to get an idea of where I want the seams to be. Alright, here's what this shirt looks like. You literally can't see it. Oh, maybe I should turn the exposure up. This lighting, like the blue lighting in here, makes me look so pale. This is what the shirt ended up looking like. I feel like this lighting is not picking it up as contrasty as it really is in person. Like, can you see that? Can you even see it? I think it turned out cute. So yeah, there's that. I honestly think that was one of my most successful upcycles, more so in the sense that it looks less like it was sewn by someone who is a beginner. Like, it looks the most not professionally done. Like, you can definitely see close up that it's not professional, but like it looks the most neat in my opinion out of anything I've done. It's a great way to take a basic, just plain simple shirt and make it just more interesting. I actually did the same sewing technique on another shirt before I started filming this video, which this is what it looks like. I'll insert pictures. Like, it doesn't have to have a crazy grid pattern or something. It can literally just be along the seams of the shirt and it looks just as cute. And yeah, now for the last upcycle. Alright, so my mom has a bunch of like these t-shirts that look like this that she gave me that she doesn't need anymore. So she gave me literally all of her old ones. I'm thinking I'm going to turn it into like an off-the-shoulder shirt. I'll insert a picture of one that I tried on that Emma has that I'm going to trace. Hopefully it'll look like this in the end. This upcycle should be relatively easy, I feel like. It's a very simple layout and design. Like, it's literally just one sleeve, so you don't have to worry about it being symmetrical, which I found with that shirt I made from scratch, that symmetry was definitely the hardest thing for me. And I'm literally just gonna trace this shirt that Emma has. She has no idea I have her shirt right now, but the fabric is pretty boring. I think I might actually acid wash it with bleach or bleach tie-dye it. And then I'm literally just gonna take this piece and copy it. I'm gonna copy and paste it. I'm literally just gonna trace around this one onto another piece of fabric and literally just mirror it. Alright, everything's pinned together and I'm literally just gonna sew it now. Alright, now I'm gonna sew it all together. And I'm just using a zigzag stitch for this, just in case you're curious, even though I feel like I haven't been saying any of that stuff like this whole video. Alright, oh, why am I still playing my music? So this is what the shirt looks like. That was literally faster than sewing a mask for me. Why am I never in frame? I like don't know how to film. This is what it's looking like. I am not gonna lie, this was really fucking hard to get on. Like this fabric, you think it would be like pretty stretchy, which I was assuming it would be because when I like pull on it, it looks kind of stretchy, but it's a lot more stiff than it probably looks. Maybe it looks stiff. I definitely heard a couple threads tear as I was putting it on. So next time I make one of these, it'll definitely be bigger. And honestly, I think I might take this part in like a tiny bit more next time, just because it's like right in my armpit and it goes kind of far out. But honestly, I think it looks pretty good. Like I kind of popped off with this one. Once it's bleached, it'll look a lot better, but I feel like this color is just very, very boring. So I'm gonna bleach it so it's a little less boring. Do I like this shape enough? I don't know. Maybe I should make a new one that I like the shape of more, just so I don't like waste bleach on something that I'm not really gonna wear. Maybe I'll make a different one. That sounds like so much work. I'll just do that another day. I think I'm just gonna make another one tomorrow. Focus on me. Yep, I ripped something. So yeah, since I ripped the seam of the shirt, I decided to just start over because I still have a bunch of my mom's shirts, and I started with bleach tie-dyeing it this time just because I just wanted to get it out of the way, honestly. But yeah, this is what it looks like after I tie-dyed it. It's very subtle, but I like it. I think it makes it a little more interesting just so it's not like a plain beige color. Okay, so as you just saw, I acid wash, bleach tie-dyed these pieces of fabric, whatever you call it, but I went ahead and double layered the fabric. I'm just pinning it together now. The reason I double layered it is because when I bleached it, it just made it a little lighter and a little more see-through, which we don't want because this is definitely not a shirt you wear a bra with, and not trying to have the whole world see my nippies, but hopefully this part will be nice and quick since this was the fastest part for my other shirt. Oh, my foot was in that. That's disgusting. I made the strap a little thinner the second time. All right, this is what my shirt looks like. It still doesn't fit exactly right, and I honestly don't really know which one I like more. I don't know if I like the thicker or thinner strap more. I kind of like the thicker one more, but I still have a bunch of my mom's shirts, so I could easily just go back and redo it again if I wanted to. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that in this video because that's very redundant and boring. Yeah, I honestly like that shirt. I feel like it turned out pretty cute. As I said, that was probably the easiest thing I filmed in this whole video. It was easier than sewing a mask. Did I say filmed or sewed? That was the easiest thing I sewed, not filmed. But yeah, that is everything I upcycled in this video. I really hope you enjoyed this because it took me hours to make. I don't know the last video I filmed that took me less than a week to film, honestly. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want more videos like this. I probably will do more videos like this regardless of what you guys say, but I honestly find it kind of fun and I'm kind of happy because I feel like I actually discovered a new hobby of mine. Like, I feel like I don't know the last time I actually like found a new hobby, like a real hobby, besides scrolling through TikTok. Like, I honestly hate to admit it, but I really don't think I would have gotten into this if it wasn't for the pandemic. I feel like the course of the past like 6 months or whatever, however long it's been, 5 months, I don't know. It's been pretty draining, so finding a new hobby has been very refreshing and nice, and it has made this pandemic a little less dull for me personally. Even if you don't want to upcycle clothes, hopefully this video gives you inspiration to actually want to like try something new. If you've been wanting to try something new, I say just fucking do it because it might make you a little less emotionally numb, especially in a time like this where everything is just kind of crazy. very crazy, not kind of. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram because that's where I post the most when I'm not uploading on YouTube. And give it a thumbs up for how much work I put into this. Obviously, you can follow me on my other social media as well. Those will all be below. But yeah, that is all. Bye!